Breaking news: Restore fuel subsidy instead of wasting money on war in Niger, group tells the Nigerian leader, Tinubu. Hi guys, welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. A group, the Joint Action Front (JAF), has called for mass action against the proposed move by the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) to resort to military intervention in Niger if diplomacy fails. The group described the planned military intervention in Niger Republic as a proxy war to be launched on behalf of French and United States imperialism, on behalf of these countries who are desperate to continue to control the resources of the country. This is contained in a statement jointly signed on Tuesday by Dr. Dipo Fasina, the JAF chairperson, and Comrade Abiodun Aramu, the JAF secretary, in which the group declared its support for the growing mass protests and rejection of French imperialism in Niger and other West African countries. The group asserted that the imposition of the economic sanctions on Niger Republic is evidence that the Nigerian President Bola Tinubu and the ECOWAS leader, they do not care about the ordinary people of Niger, who are the worst hit. The group also warned against replacing one imperialist master with another as a warm embrace of the Vladimir Putin-led Russia by a section of the Nigerian people indicates. Now, the Joint Action Front condemns the plan of the ECOWAS, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to launch a military intervention in Niger Republic, and also the economic sanctions include power cuts and border closures that have been, callously imposed on the country without care. They've called on trade unions, working people, and youth in Nigeria and West Africa to reject this planned war and the economic sanctions with a series of mass actions. The working masses, the youths, should demand, instead of wasting Nigeria's resources on war against Niger. Is it not better the Tinubu government will restore this subsidy and reverse the petrol price to the old rate of 95 naira per litre instead of dragging the people to war? Why not use that money you want to waste to go and fight war in Niger Republic? Why not bring back the subsidy? So this group have demanded adequate funding of public education and a reversal of the current hike in school fees. They've also demanded the payment of a decent minimum wage that matches the rate of the inflation in this country. They've condemned the coup in Niger, which has nothing to do with the genuine interests of ordinary Nigerians. They strongly hold that it is the responsibility of the people of Niger to determine their own government and not an external force. It is the people that will decide what they want, not an external force coming to tell them what to do. Because there are other countries who are looking at Niger. They want to make sure they get, power on Niger. They want to ride over Niger. Now they see this as an opportunity to cause crisis, proxy war. That's why some countries are even volunteering I beg your pardon, to bring their own army to fight off those coup leaders in Niger. Now the Nigerians, they are left with this. This is their own problem. They decide the government they want. If they are happy with the coup leaders, then external forces, other neighboring countries should let them be. The ECOWAS member states should let them be. Therefore, it's not as if they support any coup in Niger Republic. No, they've condemned any opportunistic coup in Niger. But they've also called for, a pro-democracy movement in Niger that calls and fights for the rights of the masses of Niger to democratically choose their leaders. And they've strongly held that it is a stare hypocrisy and an insult from the West African leaders who engage through fraudulent electoral process themselves or manipulation of the constitution. And it is the case with most leaders of ECOWAS to talk about restoring a so-called democratic government in a foreign country, when you yourself know majority of the West African leaders, they are engaged with fraudulent election. They manipulate results. They manipulate the constitution. They don't heed to the rule of law. They have disregard for the rule of law. They don't respect the constitution. Now then one go restore democracy for Niger. This is just a stare form of hypocrisy, because the imposition of economic sanctions is evidence that Tinubu and these ECOWAS leaders, they don't have any sympathy for the ordinary people of Niger, who are the worst hit in all of this. Indeed, it is an already open secret, and this group strongly believes the planned military intervention is just a proxy war to be launched on behalf of the US and French, who wants to desperately control, they want to continue to control the resources of Niger. So they've therefore support the growing mass protest, I beg your pardon, and rejection of the French imperialism in Niger and other West African countries. But they've also like to warn against replacing one, imperialist master with another. It's just like from frying pan to frying pan, or from frying pan to fire. They don't want that. Now that Mohamed Bazoum is now the House President, they've removed him. They've called that they should not bring in another person that looks like Mohamed Bazoum. They shouldn't bring in someone like Bazoum, or someone that is even going to be worse, far more worse than Bazoum. They should look for a person that has the interest of the people at heart. So they've called on the working movement and the youth of Niger to build an independent mass movement that fights for a working people government, the nationalization of the resources of the country under the democratic control of the people themselves, so that the resources can be used for the benefit of vast majority, not a few, and call for the solidarity of working class internationally, including France, US, Russia, etc. So guys, I'm dropping here. What are your thoughts on this? Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section. Thank you.